My life has been a life of choice. Whether choosing what sport to play, what friend to spend my time with, where I want to go to school, what I want to eat for lunch, one question has always revolved around me. Where do I go from here? My mother and father's religious experiences have been a source of inspiration for me. My mother, being a Catholic convert by choice, is an inspiration to find what is right for me. And my father's utilization of faith to persevere through hardships demonstrates the power faith can have in my life.
I wasn't raised Catholic, I was actually raised Buddhist. But when I came to the States, like when I was 4, I got introduced to the church, and I just started going to church and learning about the faith. And then when my husband and I got married, I decided to convert and be a Catholic. So I've been a practicing Catholic for 26 years. It's really interesting because, the Catholic church is everywhere, and it's how my husband became Catholic was in Vietnam.
Yeah, interesting. My mom and dad are North Vietnamese folks, and since the day I was born, they are a devout Catholic. And I know growing up, my mom and dad, I know my mom prayed all the time. We grew up in a country where, war and all that things is going on, and, faith and Catholic hope is part of everyday life to make sure that, hey, you know what, you want to be alive for the next day, and that's how it's come to be instilled in me from the day I was born. So ever since then, I wake up every day, go to church on a daily basis with my mom and dad, and then also when we migrate here to the United States, we happen to live right next to the church, just basically hopping over the fence, and the church is right there, and we continue to do that. So, as I've been practicing Catholic faith for all of my life. So.
I am eternally grateful for my parents' attempt to instill the values they see as keys to success in life. Many of my friends often resent their parents, as they feel it was forced onto them, or they weren't given a choice. However, I've never felt this. I've appreciated their intentions, as their faith was instrumental in their life.
Yeah, you know what? Family with 4 kids, of course, and they all have been, we go to church every Sunday, and part of the process for us is to continue to emphasize the core beliefs in Catholic religion, faith, hope, and love, and making sure that, we do our very best to live up to those core values, so. And, that's been the way that I was raised, and I want to continue to do that with my kids.
Well, I love the tradition. I love giving my children the tradition and taking them to Mass and them knowing, what's expected on the weekend, and I tell them it's just 1 hour of, your week and the time that you're spending going to church. And I don't tell my kids that they have to believe blindly, and I believe in telling them to question their faith. But the tradition behind it, I think it's a beautiful service and a beautiful Mass. And everywhere we travel, I love going to the churches and seeing what kind of churches are in every destination we are. Even in Europe, it's my favorite is like we went to Italy and to Ireland and Spain, and just seeing the beautiful churches. So, yeah.
As discussed in class, religion is often interpretive. To my father, faith, hope, and love are the key principles that have guided his life. He considers his faith as a guide for his life, a path to shape his actions around.
Catholic faith, for me, it doesn't change very much from country to country. It's very universal. The theme around Catholic or any religion really is about faith, hope, and love, and that doesn't change. But I find it different in a different perspective, especially in America or United States, because the view is a lot more diversified and more broader in scope, and people have a different opinion what religion should be or want it to be, and sometimes there's a different perspective. You stay disciplined to what the religion or the faith asks you to do, but that you also have a view of people say, hey, you know, my life is this way, and religion should be adapting to my lifestyle. So it's a different way of looking at things. But I'm an old school person, so I typically adapt my lifestyle to the discipline of, you know, the Catholic religion. You know, it's interesting. In some way, it is kind of shaped in the way I do things on an everyday basis. You know, more around, you know, let's take the concept of love. You know, you want to make sure you don't do harm to other, and you be a good citizens and practice your Christianity for the people that you interact with every day. I think it make a better community, better world for everybody. That for everyone that I interact with. So I think that core principle of religion, Catholic, is important to me, and I think it's we need more of that, you know, in our society, especially this time and age.
At this point in my life, I can't say I've been touched by the hand of God, found my true calling, or have become at peace with myself. However, I can say that I feel blessed to have a supportive family and an open-minded community to follow whatever path makes me feel happy.